Imagine this scenario. It's, say, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
You're just lying there staring up at the ceiling, and your mind isn't racing about, what you've got to do tomorrow, but it's that credit card bill, or maybe how you're going to cover rent this month.
Right, that knot in the stomach feeling.
Exactly. Or maybe it's just that nagging feeling that you should have more, that constant kind of low hum of anxiety about money.
Yeah.
If that sounds familiar to you listening, well, you are absolutely not alone.
Not at all.
In fact, there was one study, it found that a staggering 72% of Americans report feeling stressed about money at least some of the time.
72%, that's huge.
Think about that. Nearly 3/4 of the country wrestling with this silent burden.
It's really pervasive, isn't it? Often unspoken, but it's this weight that just infiltrates like every corner of our lives.
Yeah.
And we're not just talking about, a brief moment of feeling a bit tight financially. This kind of stress, it shows up in really impactful ways.
Like what?
Well, sleepless nights for sure, strained relationships, even actual physical ailments.
Wow.
Yeah, when you're constantly worried about money, it's not just about your bank balance. It actively erodes your sleep quality. It chips away at your self-esteem, and it fundamentally drains your energy levels. You just feel perpetually exhausted, maybe overwhelmed.
Exactly. That constant pressure, it can leave you feeling angry or maybe ashamed or just trapped in this cycle of fear.
Right.
And sometimes, that intense fear can push people towards really unhealthy ways of coping.
Like what kind of things?
Well, maybe excessive drinking or drug abuse or even gambling. Anything really, just to try and numb that feeling or escape the weight of it all.
Yeah, trying to escape pressure. It's an undeniable connection, isn't it? Financial health isn't just this separate thing over here.
No, not at all.
It's intricately woven into the very fabric of your mental, your physical, your emotional state.
You really can't be truly well if your finances are a constant source of dread, can you?
It's true. Money isn't just about the numbers in your account. It's fundamentally tied to our sense of security, right? Our feeling of control over our lives, our future possibilities.
Yeah.
And the stress it generates, it manifests in really tangible ways.
Yeah.
It creates this profound, often debilitating impact on our holistic health. Influences everything from our deepest anxieties to just how we feel physically day to day.
Okay, so our mission then for this deep dive is pretty clear. We're going to thoroughly unpack these concepts of financial wellness and money mindfulness.
Right.
And explore how these aren't just, trendy buzzwords.
Yeah.
They're powerful, science-backed antidotes to that financial stress. So think of this as your practical guide. We're offering insights and, importantly, actionable habits that can help you reduce that worry and hopefully achieve greater peace of mind.
Yeah, we want to help you understand not just what to do, but maybe why it matters on that deeper psychological level.
And exactly how to put it all into consistent practice. That's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
Consistency. So we've just touched on how debilitating financial stress can be. It's a real vicious cycle. But what if? What if part of the problem isn't just external circumstances, but something happening inside our own heads?
The internal landscape.
Yeah. What if our own psychology is kind of steering us towards irrational financial decisions, even when intellectually we might know better?
It's a huge factor.
Let's really unpack the profound impact of financial stress first, because it truly goes beyond just being inconvenient, doesn't it? It can become a serious threat to our entire well-being.
Oh, absolutely. It's astonishing how deeply it penetrates. Just think about that relentless worrying about unpaid bills, maybe, or that looming fear of losing your income.
Yeah, terrifying.
It's not just unpleasant, it's a prime suspect for chronic insomnia and other really severe sleep difficulties, keeping you tossing and turning for hours.
Your mind just won't shut off.
Exactly. Caught in that what-if loop.
And it goes beyond just sleep, too, right? That's sustained stress. It can dramatically mess with your appetite.
How?
Well, it could lead to anxious overeating and, seeking comfort in unhealthy foods. Or the opposite. Maybe skipping meals entirely just to save money.
Right, both extremes.
Yeah, and both wreak havoc on your weight and your overall health. And the mental toll. It's immense. Living under that constant cloud of money problems, it can leave anyone feeling just persistently down, hopeless, struggling to concentrate or even make simple decisions. It's not just anecdotal either. You mentioned studies earlier.
Yeah, there's solid research. Studies have shown that people struggling with debt are more than twice as likely to suffer from depression.
Wow, more than twice as likely. That's a powerful, really sobering statistic. It just underscores how severe this issue is.
Absolutely. And it's not only depression. Anxiety symptoms are profoundly triggered and made worse by financial stress.
You mean like,
Like that pounding heartbeat you get sometimes, or clammy hands, sweating, uncontrollable shaking, maybe even full-blown panic attacks that leave you just gasping for air. Yeah, when you lack that financial safety net, you feel fundamentally vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
And that vulnerability can manifest really intensely, physically.
and it doesn't just affect the individual, does it?
No, not at all. It's incredibly corrosive to relationships. Money is frequently cited as the most common source of arguments between couples.
I believe that.
It can lead to irritability, a profound loss of interest in intimacy, even social withdrawal. People kind of pull into themselves.
Yeah, isolating themselves.
Which only amplifies the stress and stops them from seeking support.
And the physical consequences are just as stark. Chronic financial stress. It's not just a mental state, it's like a physiological assault on your body.
Right. It can lead to the development or the worsening of serious physical ailments. Things like persistent headaches, debilitating gastrointestinal problems, the onset of diabetes, dangerously high blood pressure, even heart disease.
Serious stuff.
Very serious. And there's a particularly worrying trend in many places where money worries might cause people to delay or even skip necessary medical appointments because of the cost.
Oh, wow. That's a dangerous cycle.
It really is. Financial stress directly impacting potentially life-saving decisions. It creates this self-perpetuating mechanism, this vicious cycle.
Okay, explain that cycle.
Well, the financial problems directly contribute to and worsen mental health struggles, right? Leading to depression or anxiety.
Okay.
Then that decline in your mental health, in turn, diminishes your ability to manage money effectively.
How so?
You might lack the concentration or just the sheer energy to deal with that mounting pile of bills. Or maybe you find yourself losing income because you have to take time off work due to anxiety or depression.
Right, it impacts your ability to earn.
Exactly.
Right.
And this diminished capacity then exacerbates the financial issues, trapping people in this relentless downward spiral. It's incredibly difficult to break free from without intentional, informed strategies.
So the mind can be both the victim and, in a way, the villain here. It seems like our own internal wiring, our psychology, can be part of the problem. What is it about our minds that leads us to make these sometimes irrational financial choices, even when intellectually we know better?
Well, this is where the relatively young but incredibly impactful field of behavioral finance comes in. It's fascinating.
Okay, behavioral finance. Tell me more.
It's basically a multidisciplinary field. It marries psychology and traditional finance. And its core premise is to explain precisely why individuals so frequently deviate from purely rational economic decision-making.
Because traditional finance assumes we're all logical robots, right?
Pretty much. Traditional models often assume we're all perfectly logical, always maximizing our utility, making optimal choices. But behavioral finance, through loads of research, argues pretty robustly that human psychology plays an enormous, often surprising role.
Okay.
It leads to behaviors that really defy those neat, rational theories. It's about acknowledging that we humans, we're not always rational actors, especially with money.
So it's our inherent human nature kind of getting in the way of our spreadsheets.
You could put it like that, yeah.
What are some of these psychological quirks or patterns, these biases that trip us up?
Okay, so one of the cornerstones of behavioral finance is recognizing cognitive biases. These are basically systematic patterns of deviation from objective rationality in judgment.
Okay, systematic deviations.
Yeah.
Like mental shortcuts.
Exactly. They're essentially mental shortcuts, often hardwired into our thinking processes, and they can significantly impact our financial decisions without us even realizing it.
Give me an example.
Okay, take confirmation bias. This is our deep-seated human tendency to actively seek out information that confirms what we already believe,
Right.
while simultaneously and often unconsciously ignoring or downplaying any evidence that contradicts what we think.
I can totally see that in action. So if I'm convinced, say, a particular stock is going to soar, I'll find myself only reading the news articles praising it. And maybe I'll dismiss any warnings or negative reports I see because they just don't fit my story.
Precisely. You're filtering out anything that challenges your initial gut feeling or your hope.
Okay, that makes sense. What's another one?
Another remarkably common one is anchoring bias. This is the tendency to rely way too heavily on the very first piece of information you encounter when making a decision.
The first piece of info, how does that work?
Well, that initial number, whether it's a price, a salary offer, even just a casual suggestion, it can anchor your perception. It disproportionately influences the final outcome, even if that first piece of information is completely arbitrary or irrelevant.
Okay, so if you're negotiating the price of a car, for example,
Yeah.
the first offer the salesperson throws out, no matter how high or low it is, it can really anchor the whole negotiation.
Exactly. Even if it's totally unreasonable, it sets a mental benchmark for everything that follows.
Wow, that's a powerful insight. It means the starting point matters almost as much as the logic itself.
Indeed. And it's not just these cognitive biases. Raw emotions play an absolutely crucial role too, often overriding logic completely.
Emotions.
Powerful emotions like fear, greed, and overconfidence. These can lead to incredibly impulsive, rash decisions that are completely unaligned with our carefully planned long-term financial goals.
Oh yeah, I've definitely seen that. Maybe even done it myself, like panicking and selling investments during a market downturn.
Classic fear response.
Right. It's almost always driven by fear, not sound financial logic. You see those red numbers, and that primal urge to just stop the pain takes over.
Exactly. Or on the flip side, you mentioned greed and overconfidence.
Yeah, like maybe overconfidently investing in some highly speculative venture just because you heard a friend got rich quick.
Yes. Chasing that easy money based on anecdotal success stories without doing proper diligence, that's often greed and overconfidence working together.
Okay, fear, greed, overconfidence. What else?
Then there's loss aversion. This is a really powerful psychological phenomenon. It means the pain of losses is felt far more intensely, maybe twice as intensely, than the pleasure of equivalent gains.
Wait, losing hurts more than winning feels good.
Pretty much, yeah. It's not just about the numbers. Studies show the brain actually activates pain centers more strongly when we face losses compared to activating reward centers for gains.
Huh. So that's wired in.
Deeply wired.
Yeah.
And this aversion to pain can lead to suboptimal decisions, like holding on to a losing investment for way too long, just desperately hoping it'll recover.
Instead of just cutting your losses.
Right. Instead of cutting losses and reinvesting more prudently somewhere else. The emotional pain of realizing that loss often overrides the rational decision to simply move on and salvage what you can.
It's why people are so hesitant to admit they made a mistake, even if it costs them more in the long run.
Precisely. It's incredibly hard to admit you messed up and just take the hit, even if it's the smartest financial move.
That makes so much sense. It explains a lot.
And finally, we often rely on heuristics.
Heuristics. Like mental shortcuts again.
Yeah, exactly. Mental shortcuts are rules of thumb we use to simplify decision-making in this complex, information-rich financial world. Now, they can be efficient, they save mental energy, but they can also lead to significant errors. The availability heuristic is a great example here.
Okay, availability heuristic. What's that?
It causes us to overestimate the likelihood of events that are easily recalled or particularly vivid, often because of recent exposure, maybe through media coverage.
So it skews our perception of actual risk.
Exactly. For example, if someone has recently heard a bunch of news stories about, say, tax crackdowns or corporate audits, they might suddenly overestimate their own chances of being audited. This could lead to undue anxiety or maybe making overly conservative financial choices, even if their actual risk profile is quite low.
It's like our brains latch on to the most recent, most dramatic information.
Yeah.
Even if it's not statistically representative.
You got it. What's really fascinating here is how these inherent human tendencies, right, these deeply ingrained psychological patterns and emotional responses, they explain why markets sometimes behave so irrationally,
Yeah.
often defying those traditional economic models that assume perfect information and rational actors.
It's not just about the cold, hard numbers.
No, it's about people. And people are emotional, fallible, wired for survival, not always for optimal financial outcomes.
So big takeaway here.
The profound implication is that recognizing and understanding these biases isn't just some academic exercise. It's the absolutely critical first step toward mitigating their impact.
Okay.
It empowers you to make more rational, more informed financial decisions, decisions that actually serve your long-term well-being and peace of mind.
That's a crucial distinction. Awareness is powerful, definitely, but it's only the first step.
Right.
The real change, the genuine transformation that truly begins when we start to actively reshape our often deeply ingrained relationship with money, which leads us right into diagnosing our own unique money mindset, which, as you said, is often shaped really early on, maybe by childhood experiences or past financial interactions.
Indeed. We all develop these intricate financial narratives, these stories we tell ourselves, and we fall into distinct patterns, often completely unconsciously.
Can you give some examples of these patterns or mindsets?
Sure. For example, there's the compulsive saver. This is someone who truly believes security comes only from putting money away, sometimes to an extreme degree.
Driven by fear.
Often, yeah, driven by a deep-seated fear of scarcity, even if their current resources are actually quite ample. Then you have the opposite, the compulsive spender.
Okay, the spender.
This person might frequently use shopping or making purchases as a coping mechanism for emotional distress. They make impulsive buys not out of need, but maybe to fill an emotional void or just to feel something.
And what about someone who seems to just live to work, where money feels like the only goal?
That often fits the compulsive moneymaker, someone who believes that more money directly equals greater happiness or greater worth or more security.
And downside.
Well, this can easily lead to workaholism, sacrificing personal relationships, neglecting self-care, all in this relentless pursuit of financial accumulation.
Okay. Are there others?
Oh, yeah. On the complete other end of the spectrum, you have the indifferent to money type. Yeah, someone who just doesn't devote much thought or energy to finances at all. Maybe they view money itself as inherently negative, dirty, or maybe just too overwhelming to even deal with.
So they avoid it.
Totally. They might avoid looking at bank statements or opening bills altogether.
I think many listeners might be recognizing bits of themselves in some of these descriptions. I've certainly seen combinations too, like the saver splurger.
Exactly. The saver splurger is a fascinating one. They work hard to save diligently, maybe building up a really healthy nest egg.
Right.
But then once a certain, maybe arbitrary amount accumulates, they make these impulsive, significant purchases, effectively wiping out a large chunk of their savings.
It's like a cycle.
It's a cyclical push-pull between discipline and indulgence. Then there's the gambler.
Okay.
Someone who seeks that thrill in financial risk, driven by the exhilarating pleasure of potential winnings, often overlooking or actively downplaying the very real dangers and probabilities of loss.
Chasing the high.
Yeah. Then finally, the worrier. This person is perpetually anxious about financial loss, even when they possess ample resources. Or they simply doubt their own ability to achieve any form of lasting financial freedom. They just live in this state of constant dread about money.
Wow. As you're listening to these, you might be thinking, which one of these resonates most deeply with my own experiences, my own internal dialogue about money?
It's a crucial self-reflection.
Yeah, because understanding your baseline, your sort of default programming, that's the very first key to making a change.
Absolutely.
So once you've maybe identified your predominant mindset, the next step is cultivating a profoundly positive one. And this seems to be built on two powerful pillars: forgiveness and abundant thinking.
Abundant thinking is truly transformative. It directly challenges that pervasive, often unconscious idea of money as a finite resource, like a pie, where if someone else has a bigger slice, your slice automatically gets smaller.
Right, the scarcity mindset.
Exactly. Instead, abundant thinking fosters the deep-seated belief that there is ample wealth and opportunity out there for everyone, that your money won't simply run out if you spend thoughtfully, and that new opportunities to earn more always exist.
So it's about trust.
It's about consciously and consistently correcting those ingrained, negative, scarcity-driven thoughts that silently hold us back and limit our potential, believing in possibility.
That makes so much sense. It's like, instead of clinging to every penny out of fear, you start operating from a place of trust. Trust that resources will be available. Trust that you are capable of generating more. And a huge part of cultivating that trust comes from genuinely forgiving yourself for past financial mistakes. Because, let's be real, we've all made them.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone had.
From impulse buys you immediately regretted, to maybe neglected subscriptions you paid for months without realizing.
Those investments that went south.
Yeah. But stressing over them now, beating yourself up about them, it does absolutely nothing constructive for your future.
The power of learning from these mistakes without dwelling on the guilt or negativity is incredibly liberating, both for your mental health and your financial health.
How do you do that? Like, reframe it.
Well, consider reframing past debts, for instance. Instead of viewing them purely as these negative burdens, Recognize that they might have actually facilitated valuable experiences, like maybe dinners with cherished friends, memorable trips that expanded your horizons, or essential education that opened doors to new opportunities.
Ah, okay, so the debt served a purpose then.
Exactly. This perspective shifts debt from being this abstract enemy to something that maybe served a purpose at a given time. And now you're simply ready to actively manage and overcome it with wisdom and intention.
Moving forward without the heavy weight of self-recrimination.
Precisely. Acknowledge the past, learn from it, and move forward.
That's a truly powerful reframe because we beat ourselves up relentlessly sometimes.
We do.
Speaking of things that constantly beat us up,
Yeah.
let's talk about comparison, the futility of comparison.
Oh, the comparison trap.
It is truly a detrimental losing game, isn't it? Especially now, in the age of social media, where you only ever see these meticulously curated highlight reels of others' lives.
Right. The perfect vacation photos, the new car.
Yeah. And you, uniquely, you know your full story, including all your struggles, your anxieties, your behind-the-scenes efforts. But you only ever see this superficial, idealized version of others' financial realities.
You have absolutely no idea what debt they might be carrying or the sacrifices they made to get that thing they're posting about. The inherent inaccuracy and the psychological damage of those comparisons are major pitfalls. You see someone posting about luxury vacations, designer clothes. You have no idea how much credit card debt they're quietly carrying, or if maybe they're 2 months behind on their car payment.
Right.
Comparison inevitably leads to profound discouragement. You focus disproportionately on your own perceived shortcomings, and you get this crushing feeling that your financial goals are simply unattainable.
And that negative internal dialogue.
Paradoxically, it can lead to even more poor financial decisions as you maybe desperately try to chase some unrealistic, unsustainable ideal just to keep up appearances.
It's a trap. It keeps you perpetually unhappy and financially reactive.
A truly vicious trap.
So instead of falling into that trap, we should turn to the remarkably simple yet profound practice of gratitude.
Gratitude.
Cultivating gratitude for your current possessions and circumstances, even if they fall far short of your ideal vision. That's incredibly applicable to financial wellness, isn't it?
Hugely applicable. It's about appreciating the foundation you do have, however humble it might seem sometimes.
What does that look like practically?
Well, it includes being profoundly thankful for the basic necessities that, let's face it, too many in the world lack, like a roof over your head, the job that provides an income, even if it's not your dream job, reliable transportation, food in your fridge.
The fundamentals.
Exactly. A truly grateful heart fundamentally shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundantly present in your life right now.
And that's not just a feel-good thing.
No, it's not just a feel-good exercise. It demonstrably improves your overall mood. It can significantly reduce stress hormones like cortisol in your body, and it fosters a more positive, proactive outlook on your entire financial journey.
So it creates fertile ground for growth.
Instead of the barren landscape of scarcity thinking. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and to put that gratitude and that mindset shift into tangible, consistent action, there are specific mindfulness exercises you can try.
Right, bringing it into practice.
Like money journaling. Have you heard of this?
Tell me about it.
You dedicate a short, consistent period, maybe just 5 or 10 minutes, perhaps before bed or first thing in the morning, to simply write about recent financial decisions.
Without judgment.
Yeah, don't censor yourself. Just explore the emotions and thoughts that came up with them, what felt good, what didn't, and try to figure out why. This consistent practice builds deep self-awareness about your unconscious financial patterns and your triggers.
That sounds really powerful. What else?
Another one is spending reflection. At the end of each week, maybe Sunday evening, take 15 minutes or so to review all your financial transactions from the past week.
Oh, okay, look at where the money went.
Right. Then ask yourself a crucial guiding question. Did this spending genuinely align with my values and my long-term goals?
Ooh, that's a tough question sometimes.
It can be, but it isn't about judgment or self-criticism. It's about fostering intentionality over impulsivity, helping you align your spending with your deeper priorities, rather than just reacting to ads or fleeting desires.
I love that, being truly honest with yourself.
Yeah. And to build on the positive side, try establishing a daily habit of noting at least one financial win, no matter how small it seems.
A financial win? Like what?
Could be resisting an impulse purchase you normally would have made. Could be successfully saving a small amount you didn't think you could. Or even just paying a bill on time and feeling that relief.
And acknowledging the small steps.
Exactly. This reinforces positive behaviors, it builds momentum, and it significantly boosts your morale. Even these little victories, they compound into sustained motivation.
That's great. Any others?
And finally, money visualization. This is a remarkably potent technique.
Visualization. How does that work with money?
You engage in guided imagery. You vividly picture your future self living your ideal retirement, maybe traveling, pursuing a passion, or achieving a significant financial goal, like becoming debt-free or buying your dream home.
Okay, really picture it.
Yeah, really feel what it's like to be there, the emotions, the freedom, the peace. Then consciously reflect on the financial choices you are making today that are actively contributing to that desired future.
Connecting today's actions to the future vision.
Precisely. It powerfully connects your daily habits to your profound long-term aspirations, making them feel more real and attainable, less like some distant dream.
Okay, this all raises an important question, though. If we are now more aware of our financial thoughts, our ingrained patterns, our feelings around money, how do we effectively translate this newfound self-awareness into tangible, consistent, positive actions? Actions that actually move the needle.
Right. Here's where it gets really interesting, because cultivating a positive mindset isn't just about wishing for things to be better.
No.
It's about actively rewiring your brain for financial success. And this is where actionable habits come in. They are your practical blueprint for financial resilience and lasting peace of mind.
Okay, the actionable habits.
And it all fundamentally starts with embracing the power of micro habits and unwavering consistency.
Yes, micro habits. That's right. These are those deceptively tiny, almost effortless routines that, when you apply them consistently, yield monumental long-term results.
The power isn't in the size of the action.
No, it's in the relentless consistency that allows these small efforts to snowball into significant transformative progress. Think of them like routine personal hygiene habits we all have.
Like flossing.
Exactly, like flossing your teeth every morning. Or simple productivity hacks like making your bed. They don't take much time or willpower, right? But they set a positive tone and they compound profoundly over time, creating this virtuous cycle.
So applied to finance, these are small, intentional financial actions that can profoundly improve both your psychological well-being and your actual financial status.
Yeah.
And the key trick for actually adopting them successfully seems to be starting with actions so small they feel almost effortless. Don't try to overhaul your entire budget in one day.
Right. Start small, tiny even.
You also need clear cues to trigger the habit. For example, if you want to integrate, say, a daily check of your spending levels, you could habit stack by pairing it with an existing routine, like checking your finances right after your morning coffee, or maybe while you're waiting for your computer to boot up.
Linking it to something you already do, smart.
And, crucially, track your progress. Seeing those small, consistent wins adds immense motivation and reinforces that positive feedback loop.
Yeah.
Look, I did it again.
Absolutely. Seeing progress is key. So once you've embraced that foundational idea of micro habits, you can move to mastering your budget and spending.
Okay, the dreaded B word, budget.
Well, let's reframe it. The very first foundational step here is crafting what we like to call an empowering spending plan.
An empowering spending plan. I like that better.
Right. Many people, maybe with a sense of dread, just call it a budget. But let's reframe it. It's not about restriction or deprivation. It's a clear, liberating roadmap for managing your finances.
Okay.
Ensuring your hard-earned income is allocated intentionally across your needs, your wants, and your crucial savings. It's really about clarity and control.
It's all about intentionality. Okay, so what are the core steps? They seem straightforward, but they need discipline, right?
They do. First, establish a realistic time frame for your plan, usually monthly, since most bills and paychecks work on that cycle.
Okay, monthly.
Then, meticulously list all your sources of income. Know exactly what you have coming in.
Got it. Income first.
After that, you must anticipate and list all your projected expenses. And this means categorizing them
Categories like?
into fixed costs, things like rent, mortgage payments, tuition, insurance premiums, stuff that doesn't change much month to month.
Okay, fixed costs.
Then flexible expenses, things like groceries, transportation, dining out, entertainment. These are areas where you generally have more control.
Raise the variables.
And don't forget the irregular ones, things like healthcare costs, annual subscriptions, home repairs. You should try to set aside a little bit each month for those surprises.
Sinking funds for the irregular stuff. Good point.
Yeah. And finally, you evaluate the plan. Simply subtract your total expenses from your total income. See if you have a surplus money left over or a deficit, meaning you're spending more than you earn.
Surplus good, deficit bad.
Generally, yes. A widely adopted and flexible guideline, sometimes called the joyful budget, or maybe the 5-20-30 rule.
Okay, 50-20-30. What's that?
It suggests allocating roughly 50% of your after-tax income to bills and essential necessities.
Okay, half for needs.
Then 20% towards debt repayment or building savings and investments.
20% for the future.
And allowing a generous 30% for discretionary spending stuff that brings you joy, your wants.
30% for fun. I like the sound of that.
Right. This framework aims to provide freedom and control rather than feeling overly restrictive or punitive. It's about finding a sustainable balance that honors both your obligations and your desires.
Okay, so once you have that plan, that spending plan, intentional tracking of income and expenses is absolutely crucial, right?
Non-negotiable. You have to know precisely where your money originates and, more importantly, where every single dollar goes.
Why is that so important?
Because that granular understanding is foundational for identifying spending patterns you might not even be aware of, and pinpointing areas where you might be able to cut back without feeling totally deprived.
Ignorance isn't bliss here.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Trying to avoid financial realities like those unopened bills or ignoring bank statements, it only intensifies stress and prolongs the problem in the long run. The discomfort of confronting it now is far, far less than the anxiety of avoiding it until it becomes a crisis.
Okay, so how do you track effectively? Are there tools?
Thankfully, yes. There are plenty of practical, accessible tools. You can use free budgeting apps, things like Mint, Good Budget, Budget Pulse, which often link to your accounts and categorize transactions automatically.
Apps are easy.
Or for a more hands-on approach, a simple, customizable Excel spreadsheet can work wonders.
Old school but effective.
Totally. The key, however, isn't just having the tool, it's engaging in regular monitoring. Advising yourself to check your checking account transactions or credit card charges frequently, maybe even daily or every other day, can be a powerful behavioral shift tool.
How so?
It creates this constant feedback loop that keeps you honest and prevents small overspends from snowballing into large problems.
That consistent check-in really helps you stay honest and mindful with yourself. Okay, so beyond just tracking, it's about cultivating truly healthy spending habits and making thoughtful, intentional purchases. And a simple but incredibly effective habit here is the needs versus wants distinction.
Ah, yes, the classic.
Before any purchase, particularly a non-essential one, just take a conscious pause and categorize it. Is this truly a need, something essential for survival or well-being? Or is it merely a want, something you desire but could definitely live without?
That simple act of conscious categorization can prevent a lot of impulsive buying and later regret.
Yeah, buyer's remorse. And for any non-essential purchases that cost more than, say, $50 or $100, implementing the 24-hour rule is incredibly effective.
Cooling off period.
Right. It means you don't buy it immediately. You walk away, sleep on it, allow a full day to pass. This allows for rational reflection and significantly reduces those impulse buys.
It provides that vital pause between the desire and the action, giving your rational brain a chance to catch up with your emotional one.
And of course, always doing your homework. Price comparison and long-term value assessment. Take the time to compare prices across different vendors, online, in stores. Ensure you're getting the best value for your money. But crucially, think beyond just the immediate cost.
What do you mean?
Consider an item's durability, its versatility, the true long-term value it will add to your life. Sometimes, spending a little more upfront on quality saves you a lot more down the road in replacement costs, or just sheer frustration.
It's not just about the cheapest price today, but the most cost-effective solution for your future self. That's a great point.
And don't forget strategically reducing those flexible expenses.
Right, the areas you have more wiggle room.
Exactly. Areas like clothing, dining out, entertainment, transportation, these are often flexible expenses that could be significantly modified without impacting your core needs.
So actively seeking more affordable substitutes.
Yeah. Maybe cooking more at home instead of eating out. Exploring public transport, or biking instead of driving everywhere, finding free entertainment options like libraries or parks. Making small, consistent cuts in these areas can accumulate into truly significant savings over time.
It's the power of aggregation, those marginal gains adding up.
Totally.
And, if we connect this back to the bigger picture, these specific strategies we've just discussed, the intentional budgeting, the tracking, that 24-hour rule, assessing value,
Yeah.
They directly counteract the emotional biases and mental shortcuts that often lead us astray in our spending.
How so?
By introducing structure and intentionality, we basically bypass those impulsive reactions driven by, say, fear of missing out or that availability heuristic that makes us think everyone else is spending lavishly.
So it's about building a system.
Exactly. Building a system that outsmarts your brain's occasional irrationality when it comes to money.
That's brilliant. Outsmarting our own brains with good habits.
Yeah.
And these habits, they extend far beyond just managing your daily spending, right?
Yeah.
They're also absolutely crucial for building your secure financial future through effective savings and smart investments.
Absolutely. That's the foundation of true financial resilience.
So what's a key habit there?
Well, a prime example, and one that brings immediate peace of mind for many people, is establishing a robust emergency fund.
The safety net.
Precisely. The objective here is simple but vital: saving 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses.
3 to 6 months. Where do you keep it?
In a separate, easily accessible account, like a high-yield savings account, maybe a checking account, or a money market account. The key is accessible but separate, so you don't accidentally spend it. This serves as your vital safety net, protecting you from life's inevitable curveballs.
And starting that doesn't have to be daunting, right? You don't need 6 months saved overnight.
Not at all. You can begin small. Maybe set an initial target of just $1,000, then gradually increase your contributions over time.
And the purpose is crystal clear.
Absolutely. It's crucial protection against those unexpected life events: a sudden medical emergency, a major car repair, an unforeseen home expense, maybe even job loss.
Things that could derail everything without that cushion.
Exactly. These events, without an emergency fund, could otherwise wreck your entire financial plan, maybe force you into high-interest debt, and cause immense stress. And remember, if you do have to dip into it for a true emergency,
Refill it.
prioritize replenishing the fund afterward to maintain that security. It's crucial.
Okay, emergency fund is key. What else for building wealth consistently?
Beyond emergencies, one of the most effective habits is automating your savings.
Set it and forget it.
Kind of. This core strategy involves setting up automatic direct deposits or transfers from your paycheck directly into a dedicated savings or investment account.
Why is that so effective?
Because it's the pay yourself first approach. It ensures a portion of your income is saved before you even see it, before you have a chance to spend it. It takes conscious effort and willpower out of the equation.
Right, removes the temptation.
Significantly increases the likelihood of reaching your savings goals. And it also mitigates that emotional interference in your saving decisions, takes the choice out of your hands each month.
This automation also links beautifully to a powerful investment strategy called dollar cost averaging, doesn't it?
It does. Perfectly. Explain that.
Well, by consistently investing even small, regular amounts, automatically you inherently mitigate market volatility. When you invest a fixed sum at regular intervals, say $100 every month, you automatically buy more shares when prices are low and fewer shares when prices are high.
Okay. So it averages out your purchase price.
Exactly. It potentially lowers your average cost per share over time. It takes the guesswork, the market timing attempts, and most importantly, the emotion out of investing. It can actually turn volatility into an advantage over the long term.
That makes sense. And that consistency, that power of compounding, it's equally important for strategic retirement planning.
Oh yeah, the earlier you start, the better, right?
The profound impact of starting early due to compounding interest cannot be overstated. Seriously.
Give me an example.
Okay, consider this. A hypothetical 25-year-old investing just $200 a month consistently
Okay, $200 a month at 25.
could potentially accumulate over $1.5 million by age 65, assuming a historical average market return of, say, 7% annually.
Wow, over $1 million from $200 a month.
Potentially, yes, over that long time frame. Now, if that same person waits just 10 years to start beginning at age 35,
Okay, starting at 35 instead.
their final total might shrink by a staggering 60–70%, often meaning hundreds of thousands of dollars less, even if they then invest more per month later trying to catch up.
That's incredible. That's the cost of lost compounding.
Exactly. It's often dramatically underestimated. That's not just costly procrastination, it's the invisible drag of lost time.
So the most powerful tool you have is time. Leverage it early. What about contribution targets for retirement? What should people aim for?
Well, experts generally advise aiming to save around 15% of your income, and that includes any employer match you might get throughout your working career.
15%. What if you can't do that right away?
If you can't meet that immediately, the advice is crystal clear. Contribute at least enough to secure the full employer match.
Because that's free money.
It's literally free money you're leaving on the table if you don't. Then, from there, steadily increase your contributions annually, maybe by just 1% or 2% each year.
Small increments.
Yeah, through automatic increase options if your employer offers them, or just self-scheduled adjustments. Every little bit truly counts and compounds powerfully over decades.
And definitely use those tax-advantaged retirement accounts, right? Like 401ks, 403bs, IRAs.
Oh, absolutely. Maximize your contributions to them whenever possible. These accounts offer significant benefits that really aid long-term growth.
Like what kind of benefits?
Well, things like tax-deferred growth, where your investments grow without being taxed each year until you withdraw in retirement. Or, with Roth options, potentially completely tax-free withdrawals in retirement.
Tax-free growth or tax-free withdrawals. Huge advantages.
Huge, especially for younger earners who might expect to be in a higher tax bracket later in life. And of course, don't forget that crucial employer match we just talked about, free money on your investment.
Okay, so when it comes to investing with wisdom, the concept of diversification comes up a lot. Why is that so critical?
Diversification. It's basically the idea of not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
You should aim to spread your investments across different asset classes like stocks, bonds, maybe real estate, and even within those classes, across different companies and sectors.
To reduce overall risk.
Exactly. If one area performs poorly for a while, others might perform well, balancing out your overall portfolio and smoothing out the ride.
Makes sense. And what about understanding the risk itself?
That's crucial too, risk awareness. Before investing any significant sum, you absolutely must understand the inherent risks associated with different investment types.
And choose ones that fit you.
Yes, select options that truly align with your individual risk tolerance, how comfortable you are with potential ups and downs, and importantly, your long-term financial goals. Don't invest in something you don't fully understand or something that keeps you awake at night worrying.
Your peace of mind is a factor too.
Absolutely. Peace of mind is just as important as potential returns in the long run.
So what does all of this really mean for you, the listener, putting it all together? It means building a secure financial future. It isn't about these grand, intimidating gestures or, hitting the lottery.
No.
It's profoundly about the compounding power of consistent, mindful micro-actions. Each small, intentional step builds on the last, creating this solid, unshakable foundation that just grows stronger over time.
And this leads us beautifully into the critical aspect of proactive financial management and growth. It's not just about spending and saving defensively, but actively steering your financial ship with purpose and foresight.
Okay, proactive management, like what?
Well, defining and setting clear, concrete financial goals is paramount here. Specific goals provide clarity, they give you direction, and they provide profound motivation.
And achieving them feels good.
Absolutely. The act of achieving them one by one builds significant self-confidence and what psychologists call self-efficacy, the belief in your own ability to succeed.
That makes perfect sense. And your goals should cover different time frames, right?
Exactly. They should encompass both short-term aspirations, things like paying off a specific credit card debt or balancing your monthly budget consistently or building that initial $1,000 emergency fund.
Okay, short-term wins.
But also crucial are your long-term aspirations, like defining your ideal retirement age, saving for a down payment on a home, maybe funding your kids' education, or even leaving a legacy for your family.
And the mindful part.
For true mindfulness, regularly review these goals, maybe monthly, maybe quarterly, and use them as guiding principles during any financial transaction.
How would that work?
For instance, when you're considering a discretionary purchase, mentally weigh it against your established financial priorities. Ask yourself, does this purchase genuinely get me closer to my goals, or does it actually move me further away?
That's a powerful check-in.
It really is. And this brings us to the indispensable written financial plan.
Okay, writing it down. Does that really make a difference?
It absolutely does. While it might sound formal, research consistently demonstrates that individuals with a written financial plan make demonstrably better financial decisions.
Better decisions, how?
They save more, they invest more appropriately for their goals, and they manage debt more effectively than those who just kind of keep it all in their head.
So it's like a roadmap.
Think of it exactly like that. A meticulously designed GPS for your financial life. It documents your current financial position, your specific goals, and the clear step-by-step path to achieve them. It serves as a vital tool for prioritizing, making necessary trade-offs, and staying accountable to your bigger vision.
Knowledge is power. That seems especially true in the financial world. So continuous financial education and the active application of that knowledge must be key.
Absolutely key. You should constantly be learning. Use various credible sources, books on personal finance, podcasts like this one, reputable online courses, workshops.
Why is understanding the concept so important?
Because understanding things like how credit works and its profound impact, the importance of different types of investments, the nuances of budgeting, it equips you for superior financial decision-making. It gives you a sense of control rather than feeling like you're just at the mercy of your money.
And it's not just passive learning, right?
No, exactly. It's about practical application. For instance, regularly check your credit reports for accuracy. You're entitled to free reports annually from the major bureaus. And strive to maintain low credit utilization.
Credit utilization.
That's the amount of credit you're using compared to your total available credit. Keeping it low, ideally below 30%, actively improves your credit score.
And a better credit score saves you money.
Directly translates into better interest rates on loans, mortgages, credit cards, potentially saving you thousands, even tens of thousands over your lifetime. So you learn, and then you act on that learning to improve your situation.
Okay, let's talk debt. Strategic debt reduction is also a huge stress reliever and a cornerstone of financial wellness, isn't it?
Huge. You should definitely prioritize paying down high-interest debt first, things like credit card balances or payday loans.
Why high interest first?
Because that carries the highest financial burden. Compounding interest is working against you rapidly. Every dollar you put towards reducing that high-interest debt is like getting an immediate guaranteed high return on your money.
Makes sense. But paying off debt can feel like a slog. How do you stay motivated?
That's a great question. To maintain motivation while tackling debt, you can use popular strategies, like the debt snowball.
Snowball.
Yeah, where you pay off the smallest debts first, regardless of interest rate. You get these quick, powerful psychological wins, which builds momentum and confidence.
Okay, psychological wins. What's the other one?
Or, for maximum financial efficiency, there's the debt avalanche. That's where you focus on paying off the highest interest debts first. This method saves you the most money in interest over the long run.
So snowball for motivation, avalanche for math.
Pretty much. The best strategy is honestly the one you'll stick with. Reducing debt not only alleviates immense stress, but also significantly improves your credit scores, opening up better financial opportunities down the road.
Okay, and as you move forward on this whole journey, consistent monitoring of your net worth and credit score is vital.
Absolutely vital. Your net worth, which is simply your total assets minus your total liabilities or debts, is arguably the single most important financial number.
Why net worth?
It offers a holistic, snapshot view of your current and future financial health. It shows the bigger picture. And tracking it, maybe monthly, can serve as an incredibly powerful motivator. It shows you tangible progress, even when daily changes feel slow.
Okay, track net worth. And credit score, too.
Yes. Regularly monitoring your credit score is vital, not just for identifying any inaccuracies or potential fraud, but for consistently working to improve your credit rating, which, as we keep saying, translates directly into more favorable interest rates on loans and credit cards.
So these consistent check-ins are like micro habits that yield macro results.
Exactly. They keep you informed and empowered.
Finally, we absolutely need to talk about boosting your earning power. Financial wellness isn't just about managing expenses defensively.
No, it's got to be holistic.
It fundamentally includes strategies for increasing your income. Your income is arguably your most powerful wealth-building tool, isn't it?
It really is. And there are various avenues for income enhancement. Often it involves investing in yourself.
How so?
Pursuing additional education or specialized training programs to improve your career prospects and qualify for higher paying roles. Exploring side gigs or second jobs to generate additional cash flow. Maybe launching a small business if you have an entrepreneurial spirit.
Or even within your current job.
Or strategically working towards a higher salary in your current career through documented performance and effective negotiation.
And the overall benefit.
The overall benefit of increasing your earning power is immense. It not only contributes directly to accelerated financial growth, but it also significantly decreases stress and profoundly enhances your sense of self-determination and control over your financial destiny. It truly puts you in the driver's seat of your financial life.
Okay, so this entire journey toward financial wellness, it isn't just about the numbers on a spreadsheet, is it? It's really about integrating financial health with your overall well-being.
Totally intertwined.
And a huge part of that integration is the importance of open financial communication. which can be tough. It's almost a taboo subject in society, isn't it?
It really is. Many of us are taught, don't talk about money, keep your financial struggles a secret, but bottling everything up only exacerbates financial stress. It makes you feel isolated and overwhelmed.
It's a common trap, right? Born from awkwardness or shame or maybe embarrassment about past mistakes.
Definitely. But talking openly with trusted friends or loved ones, people who won't judge, provides invaluable stress relief and often brings fresh perspectives.
The goal isn't necessarily for them to solve your problems.
No, not at all. But simply to listen without judgment. Honestly, the simple act of just articulating your financial problems out loud can make them seem far less intimidating. And sometimes it reveals solutions you hadn't even considered.
And if talking to friends isn't enough, or if the situation is really complex,
then seeking advice from professional financial counselors, whether it's for debt management, budgeting help, or even career guidance related to income, that is a sign of proactive strength. It is not weakness or failure.
right, they're objective experts.
Exactly. They are there to provide objective, expert advice and help you create a structured path forward.
And it's profoundly important to involve your family too, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Financial problems rarely affect just one person under a roof. Enlisting the understanding and support of your family can be crucial.
How do you navigate that?
Keep your loved ones, especially your spouse and maybe older children, appropriately up to date on the financial situation and how they can collectively help, perhaps by saving money together. Listen to their concerns, consider their suggestions, and crucially, make time for inexpensive family fun.
Like what?
Like walks in the park, board game nights, movie nights at home, things that relieve collective stress and reinforce that your relationships are stronger than any financial challenge. Connection matters.
Totally. Beyond communication, holistic stress management through self-care is just non-negotiable for financial wellness, isn't it?
Absolutely non-negotiable. Your financial health impacts your mental health, which impacts your physical health. It's all linked.
So what kind of self-care helps?
Even short, regular bursts of physical activity, aiming for maybe 30 minutes most days, even just a brisk walk are a powerful tool.
How does exercise help with money stress?
It eases stress physiologically, it uplifts your mood by releasing endorphins, and it boosts your self-esteem. Your body and mind are deeply connected. Moving your body helps move the stress.
Okay, exercise. What else?
Complement that with daily practice of relaxation techniques. Things like meditation, deep breathing exercises, or other mindfulness techniques.
Just taking a few minutes.
Yeah, even just for a few minutes. These provide a crucial mental break from constant worry. They allow your nervous system to calm down and help restore inner balance.
And please, prioritize sleep. We mentioned it earlier, but sleep deprivation just magnifies stress and negative thought patterns.
Right.
Makes everything feel 10 times worse.
Oh, absolutely. Prioritizing quality sleep, aiming for that 7-9 hours range if possible, especially during challenging times, benefits both your mental and physical health. It equips you with the energy and the mental clarity needed to tackle financial challenges head on.
It's hard to make smart decisions when you're exhausted.
Impossible sometimes. And also, boosting your self-esteem beyond finances is crucial.
Because money struggles can really hit your self-worth.
They really can, unfortunately. So proactively seek alternative, fulfilling ways to build your self-esteem. Maybe volunteering for a cause you care deeply about. Immersing yourself in the restorative power of nature. Acquiring a new skill that brings you satisfaction. Or simply nurturing relationships with people who value you for who you are, not for your financial status.
Your worth is not your net worth.
Exactly. Remember that. Your worth is inherent.
And don't forget, a nourishing diet. Seems basic, but a healthy diet rich in fruits, vegetables, omega-3s. It supports mood, energy, and overall brain function.
And crucially, eating well can absolutely be achieved on a budget. It's about smart choices and maybe some meal planning, not necessarily expensive ingredients or gourmet meals.
Right. Okay, so ultimately, the enduring nature of financial wellness needs to be really understood and accepted, doesn't it?
Profoundly understood and accepted. Achieving and maintaining financial wellness is a continuous, lifelong journey.
Not a quick fix.
No, definitely not a quick fix or a one-time event. It demands patience, consistent effort, and unwavering commitment. It truly is a marathon, not a sprint.
And there will be bumps in the road.
Inevitably, there will be ups and downs, setbacks, and triumphs. The goal is just to keep learning, keep adapting, and keep moving forward one step at a time.
Exactly. But we really want to leave you with this reinforcing message. The significant rewards, notably, profoundly reduce stress, a deep sense of security, and robust financial confidence, They far, far outweigh the consistent effort required.
They really do.
It's about building a life characterized by less stress and greater fulfillment. A life where your money serves you rather than the other way around.
Well said.
So, to synthesize our core message from this whole deep dive, financial wellness is an ongoing transformative process. It's built on intentional choices, consistent micro-habits, and developing a profoundly positive, mindful relationship with money. It is fundamentally about understanding the psychological underpinnings of your financial behaviors and then actively implementing strategies to gain control and agency over your financial life.
And this journey, when you embrace it mindfully, it profoundly transforms not only your finances, but also your mental, physical, and emotional well-being. It leads to a life characterized by less stress and much greater fulfillment.
It's about shifting from just reacting to your finances.
Yeah, from being reactive.
To actively, consciously designing your financial life. It's a powerful transformation that truly pays dividends in every single area of your existence. It radiates outward into your health, your relationships, your overall sense of purpose.
Beautifully put.
So as you go about your day today, maybe think about this. If your financial situation today is, in many ways, a direct reflection of your past habits and your past mindset, what single small intentional habit will you commit to planting tomorrow? Just one small thing, to start cultivating the financial future and the profound peace of mind that you truly deserve.